Wales, you're in first every time, quickly followed by Italy. I say this every time, but I'm going to keep saying it. This is the preamble, just to allow us all to come in. It's the pre-broadcast, broadcast. Who's sad? Why is somebody crying? Or maybe you pressed the wrong button, I hope. So this is the 4-minute-ish warning, counting down by the second. Getting everyone in, bustling for position. Mum forgot her glasses. 3-minute countdown, and we're going to get going. 4. Movement snack. Number 2. Who's the snackers in the house today? We're going to keep going on the themes that we have done in this past week. I'm going to start to ramp it up a little bit today in context of upper body, wrists, and all the activities we need to support upper body strength. If you fancy a bit of that, come on in or watch later. 2-minute warning, 2-minute countdown. As we're kind of waiting to see who else is going to come in, have a think about in your house where you are. Do you have any wall space? Do you have any wall space? Free wall space? Which is why I've moved today. I've changed our position. We're going to be using walls and corners to offer additional support and confidence, but also as a means to start to layer in some movements that can support our postural control, that can support our wrist strength, that could support our bone loading. That might mean something to some of you. That can support the function, all of the actions required to push and control our body weight. That's where we've been starting to go there in these days with the ankle movement. These are ankles, wrist movements. 30 seconds. I'm getting excited. I'm starting to tell you too much. You know too much, you preamblers. Okay, ready, steady, go. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Bex Townley. It is week 2, it's the second week of this Make Movement Your Mission. Some of you have been with us since day 1, so thank you for still being here, and I hope you're benefiting, albeit physically, but also from a motivational point of view. This afternoon, we're going to continue with our usual format. We're going to do some circulation boosting, just for a minute or so to get us ready. Couple of mobility movements from our morning routine and our functional reaching to just prepare shoulders a little bit more for a little bit more load on wrists and upper body, but I do want to keep crowbarring in a really good set of sit to stands or alternatives. That's on the menu this lunchtime. Pick your position. I've slightly changed my configuration in the dining room here today. Hard chair if you can. If you're in an armchair, you're going to have to work a little bit harder, but that's okay. I'll give you the prompts for that. Don't forget to change from sit to stand, whichever's most comfortable for you. Let's continue with circulation boosting. Pick your position, please. So in standing here, as always, I have available support that's appropriate for my height. In this little corner today, I also have the wall if I want to, or the wall here. So I have loads of options to offer me confidence and support to move freely. So if you're happy in stand and you're in that position now, you can start please on your circulation boosting. Remember, we're looking to articulate feet, transfer the weight, steady lift and open posture, and as and when you're ready, keep going with support if you need. We can start to bring in alternating arms, 1 or 2. Keep going, standing group, in seated. Hip walk forward to a point that's comfortable, so your backside is just past centre. We too can start on circulation boosting. Lift and open the top half here. As and when you feel you can, start to bring in a relaxed arm position, slight bend at the elbow here, 1 or 2 arms, or we have our supported hand position just to guide the arm back. If that's too much at once, arms and legs, then you just park the legs, focus on the arms, whichever is your option, or just focus on the legs and the ankles and just start to bring that in and build it up as you're happy. Keep going with that, a few more seconds. In stand it's the same. In stand we can start to add some turns here just to start to bring in some appropriate challenge. Stepping round, really picking up the feet, and then everyone's on a pause. So this circulation boosting just serves to do that, just inject a little bit of circulation boosting to prepare us for the next movements, especially if you've been sat for a while this morning. So we can't just leap up and spring into action and expect the body to respond. It needs a little bit of time, certainly perhaps associated with some age-related changes as well. So a little bit of time, just encourage the body to have time to get going. I just want to put in, please, some shoulder mobility. So in stand, up, back and down here. This is from our morning routine. It's the same in seated. Keep hands on the thighs here just to offer a bit of support and just really start to feel these shoulders moving. And we can bring in a little bit of press back through the elbows as well. That might help guide that backward press. Do keep the head still. Good. Remember, your options are to just raise and lower, or you may want to alternate. Okay, good. I want to move straight in with yesterday in the lunchtime we started to introduce this functional reach. So I can bend the arm up, I can take a reach, guide it up, and it comes straight back out again. Lots of options for support here. I can just put my hips on the wall, I can take it here, or I can just reach forwards. In the chair it's the same, so I can just start to reach out like so, keeping the chest lifted. And I'm just starting to feel how long my arms are. I know that sounds a bit weird. I can see how long they are, but how far can they comfortably extend? And then just to prepare for what we're going to do next, just can we take just a press forward and a return, press forward and return. The same in stand. If you're confident in stand, you can add a step with that, so we can bring in a little bit of functionality with arms and legs, heel foot placement like so. And you'll see in a minute why I want you to rehearse this press and extend movement. In seated, we can do the same. We can replicate that same movement and just fingertips up, palms forward. So do you feel you've got a little bit more lift and extension through the posture this way, but you've also started to feel arm extension this way with this through the wrists? This is why in the calendar here in April we have a new activity, and tomorrow is the 1st of April. So I just want to be clear, this is no April Fool. This movement here is significant. Let me show you what the whole thing looks like, and then I'll give you some options to break it down today. Have a look. If you're in seated, so if you've chosen not to stand today, for now, please, can you just rehearse this extension and this wrist position here and come in each time so it feels like you're pushing with control. Continue with that, or have a look at where we're looking to progress for stand. Ultimately, the end movement is here. And there's lots of alternatives here. If you're not happy to put the hands on the wall, we can do this. We can do a single arm here, so we can step forward and we can press and bend. We can change arms, press and bend. Back heel comes off, so we're combining it with our heel rise behind here. Or if you prefer, we can just start to feel where we are with the wrist position. So here. I don't want you to load, I don't want you to put all of the body weight through this. I want you to control it using the legs. Let me show you again. We can step and bend, step and bend, or small. So we have a little bend in the arms. If you have a corner here, we can take the step and the bend here. And we're just starting to use the upper body. So when we actually have our hands on the wall, there's lots of activity going on through the posture muscles as well. It's important that we build wrist strength up over time. If you have adopted this seated position, we're going to bring in a little bit of wrist strength as part of our sit to stand. So we're moving on to our next strength activity now, which is sit to stand. And in previous days and sessions, I've been encouraging you to power up through the legs only, feel for the chair, and sit down with control. Today, because I'm on a bit more wrist focus, I'm going to ask or invite you to put your hands on your thighs like so, and actually start to feel that now as you do your stand, you press through the hands and the wrists on that stand. Do you see the difference? So it's because I want to bring in another body part. So here's the thing, sit to stands. I want you to stand, but actually have a press down through the hands as well, with a slow sit. Slow, 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 slow. If you're confident in the sit to stand, you can take your split position, so you can still push through and stand. Slow, 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 slow. Or the jockey lift, which is here. But now on the jockey lift, I'm asking you to also push through the hands and wrists. Remember, keep lifted here, backside just off the chair, so we're starting to rehearse, starting to get some strength to get out of the chair. So bringing in this wrist action, because strengthening wrists is significant, enabling us to shift and carry our own body weight. Perfect example of that is turning and rolling in bed. We need to push ourselves up, we need to get ourselves up out of chairs perhaps, or out of bed. How are we doing for time? So, could we just do 1, 3 or 5 more chair raises sit to stand, and choose your level. Either jockey lift with a press down through the hands, full stand, feel for the chair, and remember a slow, 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 slow return. Or change the position here, and then we can power up through stand slightly harder. Slow, slow, slow. Are you starting to feel that you've got more control in these sit to stands over time? Okay, take a pause. Just release here, just have a few extra rolls through the shoulders here, and on the wrists you may want to just take a bend this way, just to stretch out the front of the wrists. So we can start to think about now not just improving strength and balance in lower limb, but what that means also to the upper body, how we use our arms to push and also to pull. So this is why mobility and range of movement is important, because it all links to function. Quite a lot of information in that one. If you're new to us in these recent days, do go back and have a look at the other videos and you'll see the journey that we have taken. So today, generally, I've just started to layer in a little bit more focus about upper body than probably we haven't talked about before. That's it. That's 10 minutes. If you really want to, do another set of sit to stands, or jockey lifts, just a crowbar in some extra strength. And later on this afternoon at 4 o'clock, we'll be back with a flexibility focus. So hopefully you can see through these 3 10-minute movement snacks, mobility features greatly in the morning, flexibility features greatly in the afternoon, along with our dual tasking and 3-dimensional movements. And we try and have this strength focus here in this lunchtime slot. I think that's it. I need to stop before I get excited and carry on with other stuff. Thank you very much. Keep going, keep moving. Try not to sit for too long. Have some frequent standing bouts out of chair. See you at 4 o'clock. Goodbye.